I see you?
I see us. We are here.
We are here. We are here. Chanda, good to see you. Did we fix your studio? Is it going to be functional on Monday?
Yes, the studio is fixed, and it was a slight error, just a slight one. And of course, Oz was quick on the draw and found it. It was something obvious. And yes, we will be back in the new studio on Monday, Friday, or what was Wednesday. We had to run in the old studio. Boy, it made me like the new studio so much more. Like, oh my gosh, I love the new studio. I hate doing the old studio. Yeah, it was a crazy show.
Yeah, it's
glitching out. Like I was pixelated for half of it. Like,
it's our stream tonight. Our stream tonight looks a little dirty. Actually, it's a dirty stream. I'm gonna back it up a little bit. No, okay. It looks muddy to me. I don't know. Is it muddy out there? Are we blurry out there, guys? Can you tell?
I'm watching us on the 32 on the backside, and no,
Maybe it's just me. I don't know. Maybe I don't know.
My lights are a little bright. But...
Anyway, yeah, you are you have graduated to engineer that's had to deal with everything now. So you're the expert engineer. You're not going to have any more problems with your studio.
Not even close.
You are perfect. You are perfect. I want to shout out. We have a pretty good sized show tonight. Kamshwari, Kate, Desert Manta, Snow Leopard, Two Bunnies. Hi, Two Bunnies. Good to see you. Lady Alex, always a pleasure to see you in the chat. Natalie Williams, Steve G. I got it. I beat Chanda. Steve G. Red Angel, woohoo! Red Angel says this is what he used to tear apart 8 tracks and listen to Chicago when he was a kid. And we have
Me too.
Jax is in the house.
Jax is in the house. What's up, Jax?
Hola from
Come on, you can say it.
Crash and Burn. What is it? Ahihi, Mexico. Produced Ahihi. Well, she had show and tell. I should have figured it out. Always happy to catch the show live. Much love and respect, Shanda and Oz. Thank you so much, Jax.
Back at you, Jax.
Much love and respect for you, Jax. No. We love your posts. You didn't give any food porn this week, though. I am disappointed. I wanted food porn.
Love out to puppy.
Yeah, how's Elfie doing? I hope Elfie's doing okay.
Well. Elfie's feeling better.
Oh, come on. Mastermind Hour is in the hat. Vic, I got your emails. I forwarded them to Shanda.
I watched it. That was mind-blowing. Like, I'm going to have to go wrap my mind around that. Like, yeah, somebody needs to take a look at that crap.
Yeah. Peace Dove is in the house. Cold Fusion Gaming. Who is that guy? Team Orca is with us tonight. Oz and Shanda's makeup is brighter than your makeup tonight. Oz, yeah.
Studio 54. He said we're going White Snake, and I said, okay, I'm gonna bring it. So this is my 80s tribute to White Snake.
Yeah. Anthony's in the house. Good to see you, Anthony. Always a pleasure. Let me see. I think I got everything. Mastermind Hour. Let me see. Midnight Karma. Arim is in the house. Hey, what's going on, Arim? I'm glad you're feeling better, Arim. Always good to hear. What do you got? You got somebody to shout out?
Well, first, I want to give a huge shout out. As you guys know, I've been going through some rough times. When aren't I going through rough times? But you guys have been so sweet and kind, and your messages and your thoughts and you guys just always grab me and wrap me up and make me feel so much better. I just have so much gratitude, Oz, I got to say. And I got the coolest thing. I got a gift from Fingerman that is a smart energy saving box. It's supposed to help regulate the power in the trailer park and save you coinage as you do it. So I'm excited for that. Thank you so much. You guys send them the greatest, most unusual gifts. Snorky sent me a bunch of lights and for growing peppers. Like, I love it. It's awesome. So thank you guys so much. And thank you to our Patreons, which are running in the background right now. Where would we be without our Patreons, Oz? I don't know. They've kept us alive. This will be our 4th year of Hot Summer Nights. I saw a post today and was like, oh my God. 4 years of doing these, and this is why we come back. We come back for the community. This is a community, and we're watching the world burn together, and I think it's fun to come together and kind of laugh, poke fun at it. I mean,
when you can.
What can we do but eat popcorn and watch it happen, right? Yeah. Okay, I'm going to shout the Rokfin out before we get any further. Kate's hanging out over at the Rokfin. Hey, Kate. Okay. What's up? Thank you so much for the sweet card. Oh, my gosh, you made me cry, Kate. Those were so sweet. Natalie, thank you so much. And let me see, I had a list. Kate, Natalie, and Fingerman, thank you guys so much this week. Let's see. Copeland Morris is hanging out on Rokfin with Osama number 5. A-Rim's hanging out over there. Osama and Copeland Morris. Did I get Copeland? Victory Jen, good to see you. Fred Edwards, always sharing our stuff for us. And Crone of Heresy, good to see you.
Crone.
Lynn, what's up, Lynn?
Hi,
good
Lynn.
To see you. Yeah, the Rokfin's a poppin' tonight. And, of course, the Rumble. We got Ghost Start and Law 66 hanging out over there. I'm sure we'll see some more peeps. They always kind of come in a little slow on the Rumble. And let's see. Is the kick up and running? The kick is up and running. God, the kick is beautiful. That is a beautiful picture over at Kick. And it's a gaming platform, so nobody ever really hangs out over there. But
yeah. Well, what about Trailer Park Pundit? Did you call them out yet?
Trailer Park Pundit, we got Fingerman hanging out over there with Green X Ghosty. Catching them live today. Thank you so much. And Green X, your wrench is on its way as soon as I can get the little heart thingy out of the way. And yeah, thanks for joining us. We got a good show tonight. Oz, you wrote a good bit of this show, I got to say, because I had such a chaotic week. And that's what makes this partnership work, because sometimes I write it, sometimes you write it. You never know what you're going to get. You got to tune in.
Yeah, we got to help each other, keep us either floating. So we're trying to get ahead on next week's show because, Chanda, what are you going to be doing all week?
Oh my God, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to be out looking for JOB when the economy is crashing and inflation is the worst and unemployment's at all-time, not record highs, right? According to the White House and the Biden administration. But yeah, that's what I'll be out doing.
Yeah. 15 million jobs. Fun, right? Yeah, 15 million.
Yeah.
Where in Israel, Ukraine? Oh, they're not here.
I've already been on LinkedIn, and I got to tell you, what the fuck happened to LinkedIn? Like, the last time I was on LinkedIn, my profile was from 2013. I still have my own jewelry making business. So my whole profile was set up around, my eBay and all of that, everything that we did in 2013. And it's like Facebook over there. Like, it's just crazy. I thought that was where you went to look for jobs. Where else do you look for jobs? Like Monster? Is that another one?
Monster? Maybe.
I think it's called Monster.
Fiverr.
Yeah, Monster
Fiverr.
or something.
Well, you are an engineer and a producer, so make sure you get your application over on Fiverr.
Yeah, but do you have a bachelor's degree? They want you to have a fucking bachelor's degree to be able to flip a fucking burger anymore.
Well, what about streaming shows and production on shows and stuff?
I'm multi-talented, I can do anything. I've ran businesses for years. I'm a quick study. Like, literally, I can do anything on this fucking planet if you give me long enough time to figure out how to do it.
I can cook.
I can too, but I definitely don't want to work in a kitchen, man. I've done service work before. I've done a little bit of everything. As a single mom, I would take any job that I could get in my little rural town, whether it be being in a nursing home or managing a convenience store, working in a bar, cleaning expensive yachts. Like, I've done it damn near all.
Yeah.
Worked in hotels, making beds.
Yeah, I wish I was functional enough to do more. I just don't have the juice I used to have. So.
Well, and that's the other. I'm 50 years old. Like, fuck, I'm tired.
Man,
I'm not the 25-year-old that.
Yeah, I was 50 15 years ago. So
Well, and I already did the corporate ladder once, right? I bought into that whole system coming out of the 80s and going into the 90s, and I worked for a big oil company for many years. That's where I got my 401k. That's how I had my benefits, and what you're supposed to have as an American if you were hardworking. And 2008, Obama bent me over and took it all.
I'm still smoking
I'm supposed to start climbing the corporate ladder again at this age. And knowing what I know now, I can't do it. I laugh in their face and I get pissed and walk out. So I gotta find something like
just to keep you
small,
afloat.
Locally owned.
Yeah, something just to put groceries and pay that rent. Jesus Christ, it's terrible. If you guys, hey, did you guys find any change in your couches this week? If you'd like to throw that couch change, we could use couch change. There's our buy us a coffee. Mine's spelled funny, but it's buy us a coffee. Sure could use it. We had a $200 expense that is covered, but it did take a chunk out of our butts this week. So if you could help us out, that would be great. But if you can't, don't even think about it. Chanda, we've had some of our supporters go out on a limb and go without to give us
I'm like,
stuff.
God damn it, I'm not Bernie Sanders. Don't fucking do that.
Don't do that. If things are that tight, save it for a meal.
Yeah.
If you can share a meal with us, buy us a coffee, and we'll sit there and drink coffee while you eat your meal. So that would be great. Joey's Coffee. Yeah. So buy us a coffee if you can. And we are on with the show. It is hot summer nights. Hot summer nights.
Is it hot? It's not freaking hot.
It's not
here,
hot.
I can tell you that.
It's not hot. I just made a flyer to send out to all the neighbors that said, you are liable if you burn my house down. And
it's the friendly neighbor. Don't you even light off a firework or I'm coming for you.
I've got 4-foot high grass on all sides of my house, and I got territorial Douglas firs. I would be barbecue within minutes.
And you've had fire close to you quite a few
times.
times.
I showed you guys pictures 2 years ago. That was just, it's like,
scary.
gee, I wonder how this is going to work out. Helicopters are dumping water.
Not to mention it tortures your dogs too.
Oh yeah, the dogs are
puppies
freaking out, and Dharma, she's gonna stroke out one of these days. She gets too excited. I can't deal with it. I can't.
Be kind on 4th of July. Don't blow up your neighbors.
Yeah, and don't start any fires. We cannot deal with that.
It has been rainy here though, or at least we're not as bad.
Hey, it's not as bad as it's been. I mean, we're supposed to be relatively cool up until the 26th, unless it takes it about face and starts getting in the hundreds. But
they chemtrailed the shit out of us yesterday to get the storm that's here right now. Oh, that's a conspiracy theory. You don't know the difference between a contrail and a chemtrail? Whatever.
No, I do know the difference between a chemtrail and a contrail. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. But, you know, I was just wondering what they put on it. What did they put on us this time? What do you think it was? It certainly wasn't Viagra.
No, it's strontium and barium and
a little fluoride
lithium,
sprinkled with fluoride.
Some fluoride,
God.
for good measure.
Oh my God! I can't take it, Chanda. Anyway, we're gonna go out with some white snake tonight, and it is pretty good. I
brought my white snake. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. So we've got white snake that will premiere tomorrow morning at 10:15 a.m. If you are a White Snake fan, and you got that 8-track tape pulled out to where you could listen to it when you were a little kid. So anyway, here we go. Stick around for that.
White Snake was on 8-track?
Yeah, that was really? Red Angel said he was playing with 8 tracks. I think it was 8 tracks when he was a kid. Anyway, we've had to change up the deck since I made the outro, so there are a few changes. One of the things I'm going to show you is the Starlight background is not showing up on camera 2 still, but I'm going to quit waiting for it. And it might come along. I've got to fix that. Anybody that knows what's wrong, you could kind of give me a hint. But I want to talk about this. Guess what they did on Friday? House passes bill to automatically register, there it is, young men for the draft. Oh, my God.
The House, yeah.
The House. The House did. And it's young men. But the Senate has a little modification in the bill that is going to conscript 18 to 26-year-old women, too. So this, to me, Chanda, is the slippery slope that you should campaign against any of these bastards that signed on to this, because what are they trying to do? Build up an army to start more wars?
So I'm going to tell you what their response would be. They already have to sign up. They already have to, what is it called? Service?
Selective service.
I don't know. So selective service. They already have to sign into selective service, and this is no different. That's what I got told. That was the pushback. Are you stupid? They already do. No. It sounds like they're building up for an army. I mean, it's everything we look at screams we are drumming for war. This is exactly what we did before World War II. I mean, we didn't just one day, we're in World War II now. It was 2 years of preparation, and we have been preparing for years now for this. You know, look at what we've done in the Philippines.
What year did they stop the draft? Was it 72 or 74? Back then, there was no more draft at I think it was 74.
Was Nixon in office, or? It would have to be 74, because that's when Ford took over. June of 74 is when Ford came into office.
Chat is infinitely smarter than I am. They can tell you. But here's the thing.
I know the chat. The chat's
you want to campaign against somebody who was the co-sponsors of this? Well, I'll tell you who I know. Adam Smith, Washington State, and Marilyn Strickland. They are both terrible. I'll tell you again. Our representation in Washington State is shit-lib, and they are the worst. Patty Murray is horrible. And you think Jayapal's good? She's not good.
Oh my gosh, Jayapal's the worst. She signed for Julian.
Yeah, yeah. Well, they get permission to just inch over and do the right thing maybe once in a while, but they don't do it with their heart. But here's Dennis Kucinich, and he's telling you to do something here, and I would listen to the guy.
This is former Congressman Dennis Kucinich with an urgent message for young Americans. The House of Representatives has just passed a law which will automatically register all 18 to 26-year-old males preliminary to a draft. At present, 18-year-olds are required to register. But this bill will require or will cause young people to go into the draft system automatically for the first time since 1972. in the war in Vietnam. Now, I'm opposed to automatic registration. I oppose it on constitutional grounds, and I oppose it because it's only to build up an army of young people to send to fight and die in foreign wars. Your liberty and your life is at stake here. The Senate version of the bill will require young women ages 18 to 26 to register for selective service preliminary to a draft. Make your voice heard. Join with me in stopping this erosion of individual rights. Please sign the petition. Thank you.
Chanda.
So, okay, they're testing the water to see if they can pull this shit off on us, for one, because it's only cleared the House, right? And not saying that it won't fucking happen. It absolutely will. But, my nephew just graduated last night, 18 years old. And all I can think about is his future right now. And it better not be killing and maiming brown kids in another fucking country for this country,
Yeah, well, maybe they're thinking that it will escalate to a world war and the troops are going to be needed and we need to
It absolutely is. That's the stage is set, man. And
well, I'm absolutely against this. I'm absolutely for defending the righteous. And when was the last time the United States was righteous on anything?
Well, it turns out what we thought was righteous was bullshit lies that we were fed our entire life. So I don't know. How far can you go back? Civil War? Oh, we got lied to a lot about the Civil War. Revolutionary War? Maybe the Revolutionary War. I don't know.
Gulf of Tonkin, weapons of mass destruction, World War II, and
World War One.
World War One. Still wondering about that Pearl Harbor attack too. I gotta tell you, this is not good. We need to push back and gun control. Chanda, I used to be.
Oh, gun control.
I used to have a different attitude or a different position on gun control. I don't much anymore. I mean, I think that if we had to defend ourselves against our own country, we're going to need something. And they laugh at you. Oh, you're not going to stop the U.S. Army. Well, let's just have one. It's better to have one than not. But again, I'm all for crazy people not having weapons. So I'm not being wishy-washy. I'm taking a position. I don't want crazy people to have weapons of mass destruction. But I don't want my rights to carry and arm myself taken away. So there you go.
They're going to get a gun, and gun laws aren't going to fix that. But, it's more about militias. They want to come down and crack down. And, we saw Hunter Biden found guilty this week, right? Of lying and being a drug addict on a forum. I mean, what kind of ripples, waves is that going to send through, our judicial system? Because now they can weaponize that you lied if you ever get any kind of conviction. What about the people who already have convictions? Is that somehow going to impinge on their rights too? But don't ever think that for 1 second that the Biden administration didn't want this fucking prosecution, because they did. They welcomed it. They took Hunter in a back room, I'm sure, and said to him, "You're going to take one for the team, and we're not going to back off gun rights, and we're going to be like, look, we're so good, we'll even prosecute our own president's son, because that's how important these laws are." And that's all we've done all week. You'll see that's all they've done all week is pound the drums on gun control.
Everything, the timing on this, it stinks. And let me tell you something. And I'm sure I've heard other people say this, but you and I have talked about this before. They're going to get Joe Biden out of there, and they may use this Hunter Biden thing too. I think somebody else said that yesterday. I can't remember who it was. It probably Kim or Sabrina, maybe Sabrina, but I think they're going to use this to get Biden out.
We've thought that for a while, that this could be one of the things that the Dems take him out at the convention. Yeah. We're coming up on the convention fast, like less than a little over a month, and then we've got the first debate too. So it's about the show was about to get good.
and speaking of that, the assholes behind us, that one guy that's running for president fucked himself really good in this interview. So you brought this, Chanda.
Not good enough for the Kennedy lovers to keep following him.
At what point does this desperation to eliminate the last members of Hamas get overtaken by the sheer volume of civilians being killed in the process, which I cannot believe will do anything longer term than foment the ideology that drove Hamas in the first place.
Yeah, I mean, you're asking a lot of questions, and I'd like you to give me time to answer them.
Sure, answer them.
And you could ask the same. You brought up Nazi Germany as a kind of an analogy for what's happening in the Mideast, and in 1945 or 44 at Casablanca, Churchill and Roosevelt had an argument because Roosevelt said we have to denazify Germany. And if we don't denazify Germany, it is going to, the Nazis are going to rise up and do the same thing again. Churchill did not want an unconditional surrender for the Nazis. He said, we'll have to kill too many civilians to do that.
Because monarchs were Nazis.
Roosevelt won that argument.
That's why.
We killed about 2 million Germans during World War II in order to get into Berlin and denazify it. Today, Germany is the richest country in Europe. It's one of the most powerful economies in the world. I think it's the fourth most powerful.
Not after we took out the Nord Stream.
And nobody's scared of Germany because it's a peaceful country. And today, Hamas, which is the authoritarian control of,
he's not doing this, really?
16 years of Gaza, is a corporate kleptocracy, and it's absolutely intent on one issue only.
Even though they support
to annihilate Israel and to kill all the Jews. And in their charter, Hamas has a provision that says it is against Islamic law to even negotiate with Israel except as a ruse. So I don't see how people who are saying, well, you should have a ceasefire, then what? And what you've rewarded
So he just negated
Hamas
any kind of negotiation they could ever have.
And they're going to keep taking hostages to get more and more advantage. And this is, by the way, the fifth ceasefire. On October 7th, they broke a ceasefire.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
So are you going to go back to that status quo?
Well, I don't think there's any future. I don't think you can have any future. I don't think you can have any future there with Hamas retaining any form of power whatsoever. Nor do I think Netanyahu.
I agree.
Point by point,
my gosh,
I'd take him on that line of horse shit. That was ridiculous.
October 7th. They've got to get you to look at October 7th like 9/11 or Auschwitz, right? Because they want to compare it to the Holocaust. And these are all APEC talking points that I'm sure Shmuley schooled him on firsthand.
Did he fail to mention that the Nazis, the Germans, were well armed back then, and not just a bunch of civilians starving to death, getting blown to fucking bits?
Yeah.
This guy, I used to have some respect for this fool, and just because he has the right position on certain things doesn't mean he's smart. And I don't give a shit what kind of record he has.
His whole family can't stand him. Look at all the other Kennedys coming out against him.
Jesus Christ.
I kind of like, okay.
Did I bring this cream of bullshit? Is this me?
Yeah, thank you for doing the cream of bullshit.
I don't know if it's any good. Let's listen.
Well, it's case study QB. It's going to be good.
The UN inquiry, Paula, into the first 2 months of the war in Gaza has concluded that both Israel and Hamas committed war crimes as well as grave violations of international law. What can you tell us about this report?
So this is a report that the UN has been preparing for some months now, a 200-page report. It looks at the timeline of from October 7th until the end of 2023. And what it says when it comes to Hamas is that they believe Hamas intentionally attacked civilians. They accuse them of murder, torture, taking hostages, including children. And when it comes to the Israeli side, this report alleges that Israel committed war crimes against humanity, specifying about starvation, arbitrary detention, and killing and maiming tens of thousands of children. Now, Israel has rejected this out of hand, saying that it's trying to create a false equivalency between Israel, the state of Israel, and Hamas, also pointing out that it proves systematic anti-Israel discrimination when it comes to this particular group. So it's been rejected out of hand by the United Nations, by Israel. We have asked Hamas, or Hamas has been approached out to response, but at this point is not responding to this kind of report. But it is something that Israel is angered by and has said that it does try to create that false equivalency between Israel and Hamas, which simply does not exist. Brianna?
All right, Paula Hancox, we appreciate the report.
What's the false equivalency there? I don't.
That was terrible cream of bullshit.
That was pretty bad. So Israel, right? No matter what bullshit they say, and CNN's going to support it. I was shocked that she even showed the graph that talked about the inhumane and the mass murder that's going on. But
Israel wanted October 7th to happen.
They
were
financed
warned
it
over and over. They financed it. They had a stand down order. I mean,
yeah. And people will say, Oz, they didn't finance that. No.
Yeah, they did.
Who set up Hamas? Who financed Hamas originally? It was Netanyahu and his government. That was
well,
what?
and
How many
everybody
years ago?
living on that border knew that Hamas was training. They warned them. Everybody living there knew it was going to happen.
Well, there's good news, though. There's glass half full, Shanda. There's oil tankers and gas tankers sitting off the shore of Gaza right now, just faunching at the bit to get those resources out of the ground.
But that will not be traded in petrodollars.
They will not be traded in petrodollars.
Not be traded, in American money.
What do all these big shows do? What's redacted? Buy gold. Buy gold. It's going to be $4,000 an ounce next week.
Segments to buy gold. Buy gold.
Yeah, go ahead and buy gold. We're not going to be buying gold. We're going to be eating shit. So we have nothing to buy. We buy food, buy seeds. Community, outreach, community, help each other.
I'm just convinced that it'll be what it'll be. There's nothing I can do to prepare to save my ass.
What do you got, Aaron? Here, tell what's he talking about?
Aaron Mate, this was a great clip. This is like, you know what? Will TRT hit us with a trademark? I didn't even think about that. Or I mean, with copyright. Anyways, Aaron Mate, Aaron Mate and Max Blumenthal have been taking a lot of fucking hits. There was some professional hit pieces out there this week on them.
Oh yeah, which Max, of course, debunked them 5 seconds before. They even
fucking
got there.
Shreds them every time. Like, how can you call these guys freaking frauds? Like, they eat your lunch every time they get in a room with you.
Yeah, you chicken shits. Here we go.
There's no doubt that there were atrocities committed by Hamas and other militants on October 7th. But if you look at what transpired immediately afterwards, Israel and its apologists were not content just to stick to what was confirmed. Instead, we got claims of dozens of beheaded babies and other really gruesome atrocity claims that turned out to be fake. And the Biden administration, rather than stick to what was known, also parroted these lies. So Joe Biden, for example, claimed to have seen photographs of dozens of beheaded babies. The White House subsequently had to admit that that was not true. And this also happened with this claim that Hamas committed systemic sexual violence on October 7th. We started hearing claims about that immediately.
Always accuse the other of what you're doing, right?
At a much larger scale, weeks into Israel's mass murder campaign, when it was coming under heavy pressure to stop its atrocities. And if you look closely at what was there when it came to the evidence, there was nothing. There was no forensic or physical evidence of any rapes on October 7th. There were no identified victims of October 7th. All there were purported witnesses whose tales were impossible to believe. One witness claimed that she saw 3 severed heads, and she also saw a woman's breast being cut off while being raped. And the obvious question when someone makes a claim like that is, okay, where's the evidence?
Right.
Where are these severed heads? Where is that severed breast? And it didn't exist. And that's an indication that we're being told a lot.
Yeah, well, they have to. They had to switch it over. The babies in the incubators being thrown on the floor was used too much, so they had to switch it to ovens. So they put babies in ovens this time.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
Lying through their fucking teeth.
Aaron should have said, and if you believe any of that, I got a bridge right here to sell you. Because he had the Brooklyn Bridge behind him.
Who's this dude?
Where are we? Did we skip one, go up one? I want to do the catapult one because Snorky sent us this, or Snorky sent me info about this, and he was just absolutely livid. Like, I can't believe they're using such a barbaric, terrible, it's as bad as napalm. So go ahead and hit it. Yeah, they're using fucking catapult.
What the fuck was that?
I don't know, but apparently it's very incendiary. But that's the greatest army ever, right? They're the most moral army. That's what we were told this week. Oh, they're the most moral army on the planet.
Yeah, they're moral. The more I learn about these, the more I will never believe a Zionist ever.
I think a lot of Americans have woken up to, what we're just told, what we're told in high school in the 70s, 80s, and 90s when it came to the Middle East, right? You take maybe one semester of world history or, geography, so you know where it's at.
Yeah.
You don't really know much. And we were fed 3 different channels growing up, NBC, ABC, and CBS, and, Beirut, and those are the things that we saw. But it was a far off land. And because we were a Christian nation, of course we had to support Israel. But since October 7th, I think there's probably, I hope millions of Americans who actually understand what is happening in the Middle East now.
Yeah.
I know I do. From the trailer park, I gave 2 shits about what was happening in the Middle East. I could give 2 shits what's happening down the road, but now I do.
Here's my opinion. Christian Zionist, liars. Christian Israeli Zionist, liars. Jewish Zionists, liars. They're all liars, and they're proving it as we speak. I'm going to pull the trigger on this guy. Who is this?
What's his
You're
name?
saying it couldn't be
That's not
worse, or it's
Mearsheimer,
difficult to
is
see it. But
No.
of course, as you know, in Washington, we've had Lindsey Graham, senior senator. We've had one leader in Michigan talking about the use of nuclear weapons to destroy Gaza, even though there have been multiples of Hiroshimas of TNT dropped on of British, American, EU nation weaponry onto Gaza.
I remember right. I think he
How
hit us with a
will Israel react as it
copyright last time.
seemingly loses this war against Hamas, or some members of the resistance who are clearly surviving, while the women and children and civilians, men, are being slaughtered?
I don't think Israel's objective is to defeat the Palestinian resistance. I think Israel's objective is to kill as many Palestinians as possible. And in that, they've been very successful. So when people say Israel is losing on that
Former
front,
IDF.
I have to question that, because the objective is not to defeat the resistance. I don't think anybody thinks it's even a realistic expectation that will ever happen.
So it's extermination.
But it's extermination. It's genocide. It's the Holocaust. They want to execute a complete Holocaust against the Palestinian people, and they're doing it, as we can see, without any interruption.
Well, there you go. Ex-IDF.
I agree. Yep,
Yeah,
ex-IDF, telling you how it is. Speaking of Lindsey Graham, here we are with our Fox News cream of bullshit. I haven't seen this, so this will be a treat. Thank you.
I don't know what I picked, but it's Lindsey Graham. All right, let's see if we can get it to go here. Go.
Because the American people have had enough of this 4 years of just misery. Misery at home, misery abroad.
Misery looking
What I
at
would
you.
say today about the Senate engagement with President Trump, he was the team captain, and we were glad he was leading us. Everybody in that room is dying for him to get back in office. He wants us to win the Senate so we can put judges on the bench. He talked about him helping us.
Ass-kissing Trump
It was
now?
the single best meeting I've ever seen
Wants a
between the
position in
United
his
States
cabinet.
Republican senators and
yeah, he
President
does.
Trump. He was in a good mood.
I've always been
People
a friend of
appreciate
Trump.
him.
He's a good guy.
He's leading in every state we need to win the Senate back. He's doing better than every Republican Senate candidate. The road to the majority in the Senate is to marry up with President Trump and his agenda. This is
he
a
wants to marry
positive
Trump.
meeting today. He talked about rebuilding this country, and I can't wait to have him back.
Oh, Chanda, your eyes twitching.
Yeah, he's hoping that he can talk Trump into blowing some shit up, right? I mean, that's what they did with the mother of all bombs. I'm sure let's blow some shit up.
How'd that work out for Chris Christie there, Lindsay? I don't think Trump would have you on his cabinet, but who knows? Who knows?
We couldn't be so lucky to get rid of him.
What did you bring here, Chanda?
What is this? This is so... I don't know. Here is full 3 video to compilation. I don't know.
Okay, let's look.
What the fuck?
Oh,
this
they're...
is the White House streaming Cry Me a River at the frickin' anti-Israel protesters.
Are they trying to say, like, Cry Me a River, that everyone's dying?
Oh, those are
Gaza?
pro-Palestinians.
Like,
My bad.
The White House's rebuttals, Cry Me a River.
That's how childish and immature this fucking administration is. I mean, this isn't fucking high school. Like, oh, play Justin Bieber's "Cry Me a River" at the protesters, and we'll really sock it to them.
Yeah, that was classless. The White House
Because they've been
just
running white noise for like a week now since the protesters have been there.
whatever. You brought what's Bozo doing here?
This was him in the White House. I want to say last night or maybe even earlier today. Just watch it. It explains itself.
Middle and the end. Yes, sir. And I know you're a typical press guy. You're grabbing me in front of this, all this. And I trust you as far as I throw your phone. I have a good arm, man. I'm sure you can. I can throw it a long way. But my point is this. Yes. I have made very clear to the Israelis what they have to do in the near term. If they don't, what's going to happen?
What's going to happen? Is the U.S. going to cut off fundings?
I came because usually you tell me I have a nice suit and you didn't comment on my suit today, so I don't feel a little offended.
No. So you see how some other chicken shit news reporter came in and kind of saved Biden from having to answer that?
I think his brain chip's malfunctioning. I really do.
His brain chip's malfunctioning. Oh, I told Israel what we were going to do.
Yeah, big man.
I'll throw you as far as I can throw this phone.
I brought some spice to the show tonight. This is Gerald Salente, and Pasta's had him on before a couple of times.
Yeah,
this guy's full of spice. We need 1 million, well, at least he's politically correct, 1 million person march for peace, or we are all going to die at war. Well, Gerald,
Why are we
I
not
don't
in the
think
streets?
there's too many of an argument on that anymore, the way things are going.
Israel can kill who they want. They're the chosen people. Like America. World War III has begun. Get it in your head. Get it in your head. We need 1 million people march to stop this. September 28th. The Four Corners of Freedom. John and Crown Street. More information. Be coming out. Judge Napolitano, Scott Ritter, already committed.
Well, I hope they do it sooner than that, but I guess
I love all those guys. I don't care what anybody says. I listen to the judge damn near daily. And as far as Scott, anything Scott's on, I'll watch.
I don't hear things coming out of Napolitano's pie hole that doesn't make sense in some ways.
Everything. I've been watching him for a long time now.
If you don't stop lying, you will grow up to be a Zionist. God, Shanda, you and I think alike on so many things.
Well, it's true.
It is true. Roger Waters was out there again this week with his can of Zionist bullshit spray. Let's hear what Roger has to say. Fuck you.
I to resist you. All you arseholes out there who don't believe in love and cooperation, who believe in perpetual war, and couldn't give a shit about any of their brothers and sisters all over the world. We are going to stand up to you.
I hope you do. Well, keep doing it.
And he is standing up, man. I love watching him battle it out online. This the lead singer of Disturbed, of course. I actually met this guy backstage once and got to take a picture with him. But anyways, he is a Zionist. I mean, every one of his concerts, he's been so bad. He attacks Roger all the time. So this is hey, you out there telling lies and trying to disguise a genocide. Can you hear me? Hey, you on the other side of right, cheering airstrikes in the night. Can you feel me? Hey, you, I can tell you have no soul at all. I can't see it. It's white. Together we stand in the day till you fall. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck too.
I don't give a wink, Roger.
These Zionist entertainers, no matter singers, actors, whatever, you guys can go fuck yourself. And Shannon and I had this chat in the green room. If you're going to boycott Starbucks and McDonald's and Coke and everything else, guess who else you got to boycott? You got to boycott Hollywood. Got to boycott Hollywood. Now, tell me if this works. If I watch just reruns? Is that boycotting Hollywood or no?
Well, I don't know, because the streaming services have taken over. Hollywood shot itself in the foot and is dying on its own fucking merits with its gone wokedom and just how stupid it's been. So I think they're dying on their own, right? And so, the true question is, do you start boycotting streaming services?
I guess that would be the question. I think I can wean myself off of it. But then I want to listen.
Only escape. That's
then
my
I
only
want to
escape
listen to music, and then I have to boycott half of the
with music,
fucking singers.
I know, right?
We're just fucked. I don't know. Maybe I should try basket weaving. You brought this. I love that license plate. Can I have one?
Fuck Israel. I got that from Workweek Normies, Charlie. The Intercept, Apple matches workers' donations to the IDF and illegal settlements, employer alleges. So, whatever. I'm glad I got rid of Apple. I dumped Apple, a month ago now. And I'm more than happy I'm not on Apple.
Mine was a gift. When it dies, I won't be getting another one.
Yeah, I was like, I'm just done. I did Apple for like 8 years, 10 years, and I'm over it. Their security sucks. They're a bunch of sellouts. And now I just need to get them to stop charging me. I don't know how to get rid of that.
Desert Mantis wants a green room. So go down and buy a bucket of green paint and paint everything green. You got a green room, Desert Mantis.
We just buy green things in the from Amazon. They're curtains. It's just a green curtain. You just pin it on the wall. You don't even have to paint the wall.
Local fabric store, it
does
work.
I got some from the fabric store once.
I must
gotta be Kelly green.
I must be more accurate though. When we say green room, we have a virtual green room that we go in before we come on the show. That's where we go when we disappear. We jump into the green room and we jump back into the show.
Yeah.
We're
not just in the ether.
I want to show this again. Check it out.
It's wild to me that they literally posted on their own social media.
Yeah.
Just right on their own. A lot of you don't remember or don't even know that when Abu Ghraib happened, and if you don't know what Abu Ghraib is, look it up. It was a massive scandal. People were rightly outraged about it. And yet, they do this every day. Like it ain't no thing. That's why I always find it interesting when they're like, oh, you're just believing Hamas propaganda. Hamas? Playboy, the call is coming from inside the house. All I have to do is look at your social media. That's all I have to do. You guys have done yourselves zero favors with your own social media. I don't need anyone else to tell me that you're horrible. You show it and brag about it yourself on your socials. This is on Instagram, but I know all of us have seen the deranged TikToks that they put out all the time. And this is a Palestinian woman being held hostage with a blindfold over her head while this chick is laughing and smiling for the cameras. Also, Becky, I thought that you guys were a democracy. I thought that we didn't do this kind of stuff in democracies. Blindfolding people and shit. During Abu Ghraib, they tried to hide what they had done. These people brag about it and put it on Instagram and TikTok. And this is in no way a defense of our military and the way our military has behaved. I just am trying to understand in particular why they're such open and competent clowns. So what I'm trying to say is if you didn't want us to think that you're disgusting, depraved, psychotic, sociopathic monsters, then maybe you should stop bragging about being all those things on your socials.
No doubt.
Yeah.
That was a great TikTok. Definitely.
Yeah, it was very, 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 very well done.
And she's not wrong. Every fucking day we see some kind of crazy ass post. I mean, wouldn't you think they would just no posting is allowed if you are an IDF soldier? No, they encourage them to. Go brag about it. Go show people what you're doing.
It's pretty twisted. You brought this from CNBC, CNBS.
Okay, so this goes to the theory that there's multiple Bidens and maybe they're switching out masks, whether they have clones, who knows? But you tell me, is this the Biden we know?
Is that you have to right the market a little bit here, and the market is that if you have all of the tax breaks, essentially all the tax breaks, all of the benefits flowing to the top 1/10 of 1%.
It's not a new clip.
Concentration of wealth, including going back to the Great Depression.
Right.
Ever. And so one of the things that worries me most about that, John, is not just
I don't think it's an old clip.
It's an old clip.
Unless it was from 2020.
Reef's in the house.
Yeah.
Reef. That's an old. It's an old clip, Reef, right? It's an old clip, right, Reef?
I'm going to go with it's a CIA mask with the healthy person.
Mission Impossible. That's Paris.
My world, I can think what I want.
Yeah. Yeah, well, no, I'm with you. Talk about being in your world. This is this is a result of our weapons. This is what you get when you give these barbarians, these massacre people, weapons. Shame on you, Biden, the supporter of the 2024 genocide. Israel once again destroying civilian homes so that no one can return and live back, even sharing that on their social media. So they're showing it again here, Chanda. All documented war crimes by themselves. Check this shit. Oh boy, that was fun.
Oh yeah, they totally rallied. Throw parties.
What a bunch of sick fuckers. They're just the sickest pieces of shit.
Your tax dollars hard at work.
Oh,
you
my
can't
God.
have nice things, but look what we got.
Yeah, no kidding. Reef says Biden clone number 69. Come on, Reef. No 69s.
Reef knows.
Don't give me 69. Make it 42. Okay, here we go. Nico House, you brought Nico. You brought this.
Nico, this is insane. So the U.S. lifts the weapon ban on Ukrainian military units. Ukraine is, it's so bad. It's so bad. And we just know how many have been slaughtered, yet our fucking, warmongers just like, give them more money, like, give them more weapons, They don't have enough men left to fight, but give them more weapons.
So it looks like the United States has decided to lift the weapons ban that was once placed on the infamous Azov battalion. Now, some people might want to know, why would a weapons ban be placed on a very specific unit in Ukraine? Well, it might be because they have what the Washington Post would like to call a checkered past. And by checkered past, I mean the Azov battalion is literally a neo-Nazi battalion. Oh no, I'm not being hyperbolic. This is literally a battalion full of Nazis. I mean, quite literally, the reason that there is a 10-year ban on weapons, or at least there was one, on weapons to this particular battalion, is because Congress knew that this unit is a neo-Nazi unit. Congressman Rokfin even said that the State Department should pressure Kiev to disassociate itself with this particular group and investigate whether our weapons and training have already been provided to them, which, by the way, it had. And that was literally in 2018. It wasn't even that long ago. But rest assured, the State Department has told us that they've conducted a very thorough review of the Azov battalion. I mean, I guess that means like they did some diversity and inclusion training, and now they're not Nazis anymore. I don't really know what that actually means. So yeah, everybody, it's just important for you all to know that Russia is so evil that the U.S. wants to give weapons to Nazis who've actually tried to overthrow the Ukrainian government multiple times to destroy the evil. So yeah, y'all go ahead and try to square that circle.
Yeah, that sounds like us, doesn't it, Chanda? That's who
Totally, exactly.
That's us.
Well, there's been a lot of kind of movement on the front of Ukraine, meaning that, of course, there was what is it? It wasn't a ceasefire, but it was a peace that Putin was like, okay, like, you guys recognize these territories. You stop coming after the Russian-speaking Ukrainians. And I thought it was pretty level-headed, right? And you guys fucking NATO, fuck all the way off and get the fuck out of here, basically, is what he says. But U.S. is like, oh, no, we're going to double down. We're going to give you fucking weapons and money. No, we're doing this. Anyway, so Russian president says that the United States is collapsing from within their country, their political system. They are also destroying their supposed leadership in the field of democracy to the core.
100 fucking %. That's what they're doing. And don't try and sell me this shit about Israel has a democracy. It does not have a democracy.
Yeah, they're not a democracy.
They're not a democracy because they let gay people vote and get married in Israel. That makes them a democracy? No, that does not. That is not all the tenets of being a democracy. They're a fascist, imperialist, colonizing, grifting piece of shit, lying state. So here we go. Joe Biden, MSNBS, cream of bullshit. I know everybody's been waiting with bated breath to hear this.
I'm extremely proud of my son, Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He's one of the brightest, most decent men I know. And I am satisfied
that I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision. I will do that. I will not pardon him.
I will not pardon him.
I will not pardon him.
Well,
yeah, because they want this. They want this, so that way they can be like, look at us, we're so virtuous that we would prosecute, the president's son.
It's all cosplay.
Justice. It's all cosplay. Yeah, 100% cosplay. And while that was happening this week, you weren't looking at anything else that was happening, like the petrodollar collapsing,
Yeah, so...
the G7 went on this week, too.
What would you call this group of panty waste shit stains? What would you call them,
Oh, my
Chanda?
God. Yeah, definitely shit stain. We saw Biden shit his pants while he was there, so
Yeah,
that's
I think
pretty
I
accurate.
got that in one of the things. Well, Chanda mapped it out for us, what you call each one of these morons. So here you go. Chanda?
Oh, yeah.
You
Unelected bureaucrat. Let's see. I didn't make this, but it's great. Just lost an election. 50-year low poll numbers. That would be Justin Trudeau, of course. And just lost election. Too senile to stand trial. That was actually happened. We remember. Unelected bureaucrat. 26% approval rating. And about to lose an election. That would be Rishi Sunak. Oh, is she?
Yeah, Ursula von der Leyen should be gone. Richie should be gone. They should all be gone. I mean, what the hell? And what's this? Is that Melanoni there? Or
isn't it weird? She's the only one who doesn't have anything pointing to her. Like she's the golden apple or some shit.
She needs some disinfectant because Trudeau was all over her the other day.
Well, and then she had to play nursemaid to fucking Biden the whole time.
Here, Joe. Come back, Joe. Come back, Joe.
Go this way. Lead
This
him
way,
around.
Joe.
Yeah.
We don't want you to get lost, Joe. The garden at the White House is several thousand miles away, so we're not going to do that. What is this? Did I bring this or did you bring this? I think we both brought this. You brought. I brought Vanessa Beeley, but you brought the following one. The G7 show in Italy was scheduled months in advance, obviously, but it came at the worst possible time for the rules-based world order gang. Joe Biden is about as popular as smallpox, and is even his central bankers admit White House is cooking the books, Emmanuel Macron. And so that what we're talking about here is they had a fly-in. Is that what this is?
Oh, they had somebody parachute in for their big whatever display that they, their ambiance, right? And it stuns Biden a little.
Well, I think it would have been more entertaining if Biden freaked out and told the Secret Service to shoot this guy. He's coming in on us,
He's oblivious.
Yeah, God, he's crazy. What'd they do? Have him on a crane?
I don't know. He jumped out of a plane or where.
Like,
huh? Yeah. What was that? Oh, yeah. Like, he just fucking looks the other way. Now he's going to wander off a little.
Yeah. Who is this? Who is this guy? What? Who's he talking to?
I'll get him. I'll get him.
Is he talking to James Stewart's Harvey the Rabbit? What the hell's going on?
I don't know. Nobody knows. They're like, and I love how these fools all gather around him like, oh, we've got to protect him, like, hurry, Rishi, get over here for a picture. Macron's like, oh, I'm here, I'm doing my part. This is your young World Economic Forum leaders, right?
If I put my glasses on that slow, my wife would take me to emergency. And she'd go, what's wrong with you?
He always does that, though. Always.
Jesus
Unless
Christ.
you get the Biden 69, right?
Oh, my God. Thanks, Reef. I'm going to be listening to that now forever. All right, so you brought more pictures. And is this Trudeau dreaming about a white Christmas?
This was Trudeau's reaction.
Okay.
Oh, he can't look up anymore. Wait for it. President Trump did nothing wrong.
Oh, let's run that again. I had that in the way. President Trump did.
I doubt this is real, but I thought it was hilarious.
Yeah, it was. That was hilarious. Oh, this is where dipshit Is that Sunak or is that Trudeau?
I think that's Sunak.
Oh, Sunak. That's even worse, I think. Yeah. Ooh, God! Don't let him touch you. Ew.
She's like, get away.
Ew, get away.
Look at. I
Get
know
away.
women's body language. Yeah,
Get away.
Not trying to get out of my bubble.
Oh, your breath sucks. You smell like a dead mouse is coming out your face. Oh my God.
Oh my God.
Sorry,
She couldn't even hide it.
I thought it was Trudeau. It was Sunak. Sorry, guys.
It's
I
Sunak,
get them wrong all the time. Shanda, I'm getting old. I don't have an Oz 69.
You don't have.
Yeah. So anyway, what do we got this, Shanda? You brought this. What is this?
Canada plans for American Civil War after the election. So I can't read the small print on this. A think tank called Policy Horizon Canada has hundreds of experts and government officials about potential divisive events and proposed that Canadian government that they should consider preparing for civil war in the United States. So in a 37-page document to Politico, they give it to Politico. So there you are. Canada is getting ready for the U.S. to have a civil war.
Well, they might be right. The way that things are going in this country, you start taking away people's
no civil war, class war. Wake the hell up. We're not against each other. We're against them.
That's what it's going to be. And when you can't afford to buy food, you can't have a job, you can't afford rent, you can't get medical care. The people will rise up at that point, and I guess that's
just don't take it out on your neighbors. That's all I'm saying.
No,
like
your neighbors
we're all
are
out in the streets and all hell is breaking loose. Just remember to direct it at the private security forces of the global elites, aka the police,
the brown shirts,
and their SWAT teams. Yeah, the brown shirts. Don't take it out on each other.
Yeah. What's this? Is this Rishi Sunak?
Oh, this is Richie trying to relate when he was younger about how he knows some working class people.
Oh, he knows some. Wow.
It's quick.
I have friends who are upper class. I have friends who are, working class. But I'm not working class. But
I have friends who are general working class. Look at me.
The peasants. I have friends who are peasants. Peasants.
Yeah, right.
Peasants are people too.
Yeah,
they bring
exactly.
They bring me my
what
shoes.
does that say? Saving private equity.
Saving private equity. Yeah, that's Richie Sunak.
Exactly.
That's a great movie. I think that'll be fantastic. What is this, Shanda? Somebody's on the beach. Is this nudity? Can we?
Well,
show this?
we saw Russia doing military maneuvers down in Cuba, and not that anybody in the United States media is talking about it. So I just thought I'd bring you a little bit of the U.S. deploys its. They say they're deployed because of the Russian airship, but no, the U.S. was doing an air show and also doing military drills down there at the same time. So they're flexing their muscles at each other,
Oh, they're comparing dicks.
Look at what I got. Yeah, they're comparing dicks down there in Miami. Well, Cuba, actually. Nothing to be alarmed about. Not like we're getting ready to go to World War III. Not like we've got a draft starting or anything.
Fear, fear. Everybody run in fear.
Well, no, actually, the U.S. media is not breathing a word of this. And when they do, they just debunk it by saying, well, it's an air show. And the training, that was Russian training that they've been planning on doing for like a year or some shit, So they're downplaying it. They definitely are downplaying it. But did you see that storm that hit Florida this week, that hit Miami? It came out of nowhere. It was insane. Mass flooding.
Really? Well,
some people say
so
that
he didn't get flooded out. So
some people are saying that was manipulated weather.
Manipulated weather. Oh no, not
Just
manipulated weather. Is this the next one? Am I on the right slide? I think I am. Here.
41.
This one?
Yep, that's it. So, U.S. VP Harris announces a $1.5 billion in Ukrainian aid at the Switzerland Peace Summit.
Oh, they're giving them more? Wow.
More,
isn't that great?
More
Give me more, give me more, give me. Is that from Greece? I don't know. What the hell?
Give me more. Yeah.
So, once again, we have infrastructure failing across the entire country, and they're throwing billions of dollars to countries like
Homeless.
Israel and Ukraine.
Have you seen
Homeless.
the homeless videos I brought this week. Insane.
insane.
But no, we can't do anything about that. All we can do is go to war. I like this meme here. It says, Benjamin conflict management. I don't know why, but ever since I occupied my neighbor's house, they seem to hate me. And he says, have you tried to shoot them, bomb them, or starve them? Yeah.
Oh my God, Benji. And we have Crackhead Magazine from July 2023, Man of the Year, Hunter's Story, How I Sold the U.S. for My Dad. This is Reno, Nevada, right? Something.
Yeah, Reno was on fire last night, so I thought I'd grab it. Reno scares me because it's like I don't know. Have you ever flown into Reno? You don't have to play the whole 57.
Yeah, I've flown into Reno. It's spooky.
That airport scares the crap out of me, man. You got one chance to get up and out of there before you hit those mountains. That runway is pretty damn short.
These look like some of the same pictures that they're showing of Israel. That looks like Israel, right there. They've been showing pictures of Israel on fire.
Well, northern Israel.
Northern Israel.
Where Hezbollah's been getting some good shots in, right? And we're supposed to feel bad and be upset. I can't be, though. When I've seen the amount of dead babies that I've seen, I'm sorry, I can't drum up much for them, right?
I don't believe much of anything anymore, unless it's somebody on the ground taking the picture and saying, look, it's hard for me to buy any of this shit.
Yeah.
Guess who's not getting a laptop for Father's Day this year?
Who's not getting a Father's Day? Yeah.
Shit. By the way, Father's Day is Sunday, so all of you who have fathers, especially if they're still alive, give them a call.
Yeah.
Unless they're total assholes, and then blow them off. That's all I can say.
Do what you gotta do.
Do what you gotta do. Now, you brought the clown show here.
Name the scariest clown you can think of. You know who I should have put in there and I didn't? Who's the scariest clown we know?
Robert F. Kennedy Jr.?
Oh, he's a good choice, too. I was going to say Hillary Rodham Clinton.
Oh, my God. Don't say that name. It just makes my head want to
Don't say that name. She'll show up like Beetlejuice.
Oh, Jesus. She's like lice, man. She's
She's like lice. No, you can get rid of lice. We have yet to get rid of her. So
yeah, you can't even comb her out.
Not even comparable.
Terrible. Maybe Klobuchar can comb her out. I don't know. You brought this?
Let's see. Apple, OpenAI, advertisers, Israel intelligence, and that would be X. X is full of fucking Israel intelligence. 100%. Like, I swear I have at least a conversation a day with one of those bots.
Yeah. I just brought this community notice from System Update from Glenn.
Is that it?
That's it.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's quite common for Americans to understand that oftentimes when the United States wants to go to war, it begins issuing a series of falsehoods and lies in order to sell the war to an American public that in poll after poll makes clear that they think the United States is involved in too many wars, that we go to war too easily and too often and oftentimes for unnecessary ends in a way that harms the United States. So issuing lies that manipulate the public on an emotional level is extremely important to sell every new war. But there's another type of lying that's a little bit more subtle, but I would say just as insidious, which is that whenever the United States does something short of war that might be questionable ethically or legally, the government will immediately disseminate all sorts of lies, again intended to manipulate the emotions of the public, so that the immediate perceptions that the public has of those events is exactly what the government wants it to be. And when those lies get debunked later on, as they always do, the die is already cast and people really don't end up changing their opinion about that because the emotional reaction that they had was so potent. So obviously there are examples too well known to have to document the way in which the government lied about the Gulf of Tonkin incident in order to spark the Vietnam War to get the Senate to overwhelmingly approve the use of combat force in Vietnam. Obviously the selling of the WMD lies and the nuclear weapon program of Iraq and the alliance with Al-Qaeda were critical to selling the Iraq War, a country that had nothing to do with 9/11. But there are also several others that may not be as well known. When the United States wanted to go to war with Iraq in the first Bush administration over their invasion of Kuwait, that was accomplished by all kinds of emotionally manipulative lies, one of which, the primary of which, was documented by the New York Times in January of 1992, headline, "Remember Naraya, the witness for Kuwait." Quote, some claims were no doubt true.
That
100%. That was the baby.
The
incubators
baby
on the floor.
incubators things, yeah, and that's the thing. I don't think there has been a war, whatever you call them anymore, war that has been justified. What war in recent memory?
You can't have war unless you emotionally manipulate the base of or the population of a country, right? And so we fell for it good and hard for 9/11. Now that I look back on it, I took hook, line, and sinker. I wasn't asking any questions. I just we got to get revenge. We're Americans, right?
Yeah.
Now I look back on it, and now that I know the truth of what I know, like, okay, let's go back and look at the Gulf of Tonkin. Oh shit, that was a lie too. Oh, let's go back and look at Pearl Harbor. Oh shit, that was a lie too. Let's go back and look at the start of World War I, the assassination of Franz Ferdinand. Oh shit, that was a lie too. Like everything has been a fucking lie, and this is no damn different. They're just lying us right into it.
Third-party U.S. presidential candidate, candidate Jill Stein calls for a suspension of military aid to Israel. Well, I call for a suspension of John Fetterman wearing a tie around his neck, unless he's going to use it to hang himself from his closet.
Oh, you're not allowed to say that.
Well, that's drip dry. Did I say him or his tie? I don't know. I can't stand that guy.
Who wears a tie with a hoodie? He's not cool. He's not edgy. He's not innovative. It's just stupid.
It's terrible.
Anybody else did it, and they'd be
terrible.
called
He's awful. He's absolutely the worst. And I think they like it. Now, here's some bad news for this week.
Oh, this was so bad.
Controversial Dublin MEP candidate Claire Daly loses seat despite celebrity backing. Well, Mick lost his seat too, and they had a major campaign against, from what I understand, her over there in Ireland. They said that she was embarrassing to the Irish people, and they pounded that through their heads.
That's bullshit.
She's an embarrassment. That is bullshit. And I don't even believe that she lost. This is another one where you just wonder.
No.
You just fucking
They want you
wonder.
out. They just put money in your race. They smear you. They ruin you, and they buy the seat. So
yeah.
But this Claire and Mick, we will not lose Claire and Mick. I know they're going to continue to be outspoken international activists.
Well, both of them have made their place in history as being the most outspoken and correct MEPs in history, as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Me too. I agree.
On the bad news front, for some people this is good news. I don't know who the hell it would be, but let's see. Here we go. Massive job cuts, mass layoffs, everything you need to know. There will be more mass layoffs in 2024. What companies had mass layoffs in 2024? Walmart layoffs, Bristol Myers Squibb, Foxtrot, I don't know what Foxtrot is. Tesla, mass layoffs. Amazon, cloud computing, mass layoffs. Phantom Auto, mass layoffs. U.S. Army layoffs, 25,000 there, 24,000. Vice, mass layoffs. IBM, mass layoffs. BuzzFeed, mass layoffs. Nike, mass layoffs.
Fuck Nike.
Salesforce, mass layoffs. Microsoft, mass layoffs. Google, mass layoffs. Sports Illustrated, mass layoffs. We know why. Pixar, mass layoffs. That's Disney. Universal Music Group, mass layoffs. Amazon, Twitch, mass layoffs. BlackRock, mass layoffs.
Not BlackRock. Say it's not so.
And we've got Peloton, Luminaire, Walmart, Bristol Myers, Apple. This is going too fast. I'll fix it next time.
Holy
but
crap.
Look at that.
CNN.
Look at that.
IBM,
yeah. Movie studios, theaters, Macy's, iRobot, Paramount Plus, Citigroup, Wayfair.
Amazon. Damn.
Okay, here's the thing. I have to.
No, the economy's doing great, and unemployment is.
We created 15 million manufacturing jobs. Well, I don't think all those people are going to go into the manufacturing section, because when they manufacture the stuff, what's going to happen? Nobody's going to be able to afford to buy it because they've been laid off and they're out of a job.
Absolutely. No, Americans already aren't buying, and that's why they're resetting the Walmarts and getting stuff out that we can't buy no more.
That was 2020. That, I have to say, to be accurate, that was from February to now, 2024. Last year, 2023, was a horror show too. So you take the last 3 years of the Biden administration with all the mass layoffs and everything else. Sure, they may have created some funky jobs or counted jobs of 15 million. But, Chanda, with the amount of jobs that are getting out of business, laid off, everything else, and that has a resonance effect with everybody else around those workers that's not going into the commons, what the hell's going on? It's going to be an economic disaster.
After COVID, don't forget they mandated and shut down so many damn places. So all those jobs were gone. So when they say that they have new job creation, a lot of that was the jobs coming back that, that were already there at one point. But where else can you go if you don't have a fucking job? Well, you can go to a private prison system. And Chris Hedges was talking about that.
What will it take to see a significant change
turn it up
in the state and federal prison systems? I think the way to go after the prison systems, and I get this from the students I teach in the prison, is to build a campaign to force federal and state authorities to pay the minimum wage. And remember, the prisons are run
I think this is a good idea.
Those who are incarcerated. But the real problem is that internally, all prisons have the services or the medical, the money transfer,
the money
the
maker,
phone service, they're all privatized. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. And corporations use prison labor. McDonald's makes their uniforms in prison. Their lobbyists are all writing the legislation that continues this monstrous system of mass incarceration. The system is, people say it doesn't work. No, it works just the way it's designed to work.
Exactly. It's all about a money grab. And I love his idea of making them pay minimum wage, because right now they pay pennies on the hour.
They should
to
pay
workers,
minimum wage.
$7 a day.
That was the big fear about, child labor, prison labor, all that stuff. It's abuse, and it's somebody getting rich. It's getting rich off of incarcerated labor. So let me get this straight. I'm paying taxes on my wages, then paying sales tax to spend my own money, then paying income tax on money that was already taxed. Then when I die, my kids pay the death tax on my money that wasn't already taxed. Now, I'm sure this was a right-wing person ideology, but
he's a libertarian.
But all of those are pretty much correct. I think we get double dipped on taxes all the fucking time.
Double dip, triple dip, quadruple dip. Come on. I mean, yeah, we're paying out most of what we're getting on taxes.
What is
Especially
this?
if you live in Washington State.
You brought this.
This is a spoof I got from TruthStream. This is a spoof called With the Bank. Yeah, this is cute.
Again, every time you overdraft, the bank must impose a penalty of $35.
So what? Like an $8 sandwich becomes
Can't
$45
hear it.
sandwich? $43. Again, that's the policy, Mr. Martinez.
That makes absolutely no sense. I distinctly recall making a cash deposit.
And that deposit was flagged as potentially fraudulent, so it's on hold now for your protection.
Right, but then that hold made me overdraw.
For your protection.
I'm sorry, but do I seem protected right now? Why would you let this happen? Why not just have my card get declined?
That's not the way things work.
But that is the way things should work. Otherwise, the bank is just benefiting from my misfortune, from the misfortune of people who can't afford to make any mistakes, from people who have no margin of error.
It's policy.
It
is what it is.
It's policy.
No. Look at me. Just look at me. I know that you can hear me. I know that you can hear my voice when I tell you that I know that this is not your fault. You didn't do this. The bank did this. And there is no reason for you to be defending them to me. Please, at this point, I'm not even asking for my money back. I'm just asking for you to tell me that you agree with me, because I know that you do. I know that there's still a person in there, and I know that she can hear me. Please.
I stand with Bank of America.
Oh shit!
Stand
my
with
god!
Bank of America.
Oh god, that's Wells Fargo for me. I gotta tell you, that's
Well, it is ludicrous that they fucking they did the way they do the bank fees. It's criminal.
Well, here's some good news for you, Chanda.
And the High Court also siding with Starbucks in a labor dispute involving workers who were fired while trying to unionize.
Oh, I saw this.
The court said a federal judge erred in ordering Starbucks to reinstate the employees during National Labor Relations Board proceedings.
We knew that. We fucking knew that, and we called it in real time.
Yeah. Yeah, it's Joe's with labor in 2024. Jesus Christ. Oh, my God. Here you go. What do you got? What are you looking at? You looking at something?
I was looking to see what this clip was because I couldn't remember what it was. But this is squatters. So, they're passing new laws all over the country because squatting has become such a problem because there's nothing anywhere. This is just a quick MSNBS News Nation bullshit.
Joining us now to break all this down and the legal issues around this is Dave Ehrenberg, Palm Beach County, joining Florida us now to State break all this Attorney. down and the legal issues around this is Dave Ehrenberg, Palm Beach County, Florida State Attorney. We just heard one of the squatters say, "I didn't break in." That's not a defense.
No, that looked like Jesse Pinkman's house in Breaking Bad.
Oh my God!
After he was addicted to heroin again. So, no, it's not a defense. There are laws that say that if you've been living there openly and paying taxes and perhaps making renovations after a certain period of years, like 7 years, you have legal rights to it.
But over and over around the country, we've been doing stories on these homeowners confronting these squatters, and they can't get them out. Why is it so hard to get them out?
And that's a new phenomenon. That someone passes away or someone goes out of town, you've got these squatters, and the laws are not protecting the homeowners. And you have to ask why. Why can't they change the law in New York to make it easier to evict these people and arrest them? You have to ask the legislators. I can tell you, there is no lobbyist for squatters. There's no organization of squatters. So it makes me wonder, as a former state senator, why can't these laws be improved like we did in Florida just last year?
Governor DeSantis did sign a law that would change things. It takes effect actually next month. But my question is, it seems to be a cut and dry. You're a prosecutor now. It's a cut and dried case of trespassing, isn't it?
Well, it depends on the law. Under some laws, they're so weak that it's not a crime. You have to deal with it in civil court. So that's why you need to have some reforms. Now, other states are doing it. It should be a crime after you warn people to get out. They should have to leave or they should be arrested. But because the laws are so weak, this is seen by police in some states as a civil matter. Go to court and file the paperwork, and you know how long that takes.
That can take a very long time. It can take months. It can also cost a lot of money for a valid, legitimate homeowner with the deed in hand, standing there showing it to the police officer who says, "Sorry, lady, you got to go to court to get."
Well, what are you going to do?
Well, this is how we deal with our problems. We give all our money to war and to Ukraine and Israel, and then we just make stricter laws for, shooing the unhoused homeless people away.
It's the unwashed masses, Chanda. It's the unwashed masses.
It is the unwashed masses.
Yeah, so what do you think of this one, Chanda? I have a strong opinion.
Well, obviously it was done on intention. So your likes are now private. We are making likes private for everyone to better protect your privacy. Liking more posts will make your For You feed better. So this is over on X. You used to be able to see who liked what, and now they're private.
Well,
so you can like away. You can go like every fucking shit lib Dems freaking post if you would like, and nobody will see it.
Well, the bad part of this is it's like they took away the thumbs up and the thumbs down about ratioing them. And this doesn't elevate our sisters and brothers when we like them, because it's a credible like if you can go through and audit it, if it's somebody. But now somebody like Israel can get in there and pump up those likes, and you'll never know who did it.
And that's exactly why they're doing it, because he is owned 100% by Israel.
Yeah, it's just bullshit. And I lost my shit. This is censorship in the worst way. Yeah, and you're going to have bots. You're going to have bots going there and like it. I don't like it. Fuck that. When I put a like on something, I don't give a shit who sees it. And I've made mistakes. Right. I've made mistakes on my likes before, and when I caught them, I caught them. But everybody who follows people kind of get to know where they're coming from. And there are mistakes being made by my likes. If I fuck up, tell me, and I will, mea culpa. We had this twice. We haven't played it yet, so we're going to play it right now. Here we go.
Google is hiding the truth. Search up the Nuseirat massacre. It returns to this. The Nuseirat rescue operation. What? A rescue operation that slaughtered 274 Palestinians and injured 700 more. A rescue operation that was labeled a bloodbath and a massacre by the foreign minister of the EU, a rescue operation that used an aid truck to sneak armed soldiers into a refugee camp, a complete violation of international law. A rescue operation that used a humanitarian pier that was supposed to only be used for aid. A rescue operation that saw US soldiers allegedly shoot at civilians, despite Biden's claims.
No US boots will be on the ground.
Just because some are celebrating this massacre as a success, it doesn't make it okay. Google, you can try and hide the truth, but the world is watching.
So I've been hearing that Google is picking and choosing what emails you're allowed to get now. Like, people are really starting to bitch that they're sending emails and other people are not getting those emails.
So who do you use?
Proton, or there's another one, Acer. Is it or something? There's a couple of secure emails. I've had a Proton for years and years. Let's see. They think. Go ahead.
No, after you. Go ahead. Sorry, it was yours.
They think Hunter and Trump were guilty as charged. I think both trials were a sham. We are not the same. Absolutely. That was all for show. Everything we've seen this summer has been for show.
And then you brought this one from Gavi.
Oh, Gavin, please read this, he says. Oh, if I must. If Congress and the courts will not take action to help make our communities safer from gun violence, then we, the people, must do it ourselves. That's why I'm proposing the Right to Safety Amendment, a new amendment to the United States Constitution, which will mandate background checks, ban civilian purchases of assault weapons, and raise the federal minimum age to buy a firearm from 18 to 21. If you support the passing of this amendment, give me your fucking money. Yeah, and this comes out the same day that Hunter Biden, right after Hunter Biden is convicted. Tell me that the Dems were not fundraising on that conviction, because they were right there.
Well, I think this would make the world safer because of this. Israel shoots, USA gives the weapon, and Europe silences it. I think that's pretty accurate. That's pretty accurate.
Europe is the silencer. You're right.
Yeah, they are the silencer. And von der Leyen and Sunak and helmet asshole over there. Yeah, they are. See, the background's not popping on this. It'll come in. You brought this?
There it is. Rico is not a crime. He is my delivery driver. Deep thoughts.
Oh my
AOC.
God. Oh my God. It's that time again, everybody. It is the yum yum time. Linda brought us another wonderful yum yum this week, and she just, this is hot off the press. This came in
hot
15.
Off the press. I got to tell you, our best video this week was Linda's yum yum from last week. On YouTube. It got the most views out of everything we put up.
Good. Our show too.
So good for Linda. I know. I saw it. I was like, good. I'm glad
Linda.
people are seeing her work.
She does fantastic work. Please check them out. We put them up usually on Sundays. I think that one got up on Monday, but it will be up soon. Here we go. Linda's Yum Yum. Horsing around pays off, but not just for Hollywood.
Horsing around pays off, but not just for Hollywood. June 15th. On this date in 1878, a handful of people representing the press were invited to the racetrack at Leland Stanford's Palo Alto Stock Farm to witness Edward Maybridge create a sequential series of photographs featuring horses in motion. Maybridge placed 12 cameras along the racetrack with their shutters automatically triggered as a cartwheel or the legs or breast of a horse, tripped wires connected to an electromagnetic circuit. The resulting photographs were hailed worldwide, as they showed that sometimes a horse has all 4 feet off the ground at the same damn time. But this happens when the feet are gathered under the horse's body in a gallop, and not when all 4 legs are extended, as most of these people were used to seeing depicted in old paintings, so they were shocked. Some people were actually put off that the horse's movements seemed less graceful than they had believed. As motion photography became more widely used, people realized everybody moves like zombies in a still shot. Time out! I need to say how awesome slow motion photography is, and it never would have happened without the experiments done by Maybridge at the racetrack. The clowns at the Golden Arches want us to credit them with the slow-mo instant replay, but we can thank Maybridge. And the horses, of courses. 100-mile-an-hour fastballs can't be tracked by the league's finest, and hockey goals can't be seen with the naked eye. So without slow motion, we just have to trust the umpire and the buzzer. Anyway, play ball anyway. The photo series became the first example of chronophotography, photographing the passage of time or time-lapse photography. It was mostly used for scientifically documenting different phases of locomotion for study, but as my esteemed colleague attempts to point out, it was the basis for motion picture development and opened the faucet of technological advancements in the art and science of motion photography. Hashtag, if you love movies and slow-mo instant replay, thank a horse.
She's so artistic.
So good. Yes.
She's so artistic.
Gosh, so interesting. I did know about that slow motion horse thing. I don't, I like useless history. And she's absolutely right, though. Think about the things we wouldn't have seen without the slow motion. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that was kind of an epiphany at the time. Oh, yeah, we need to slow it down so we can see that.
Horses aren't as graceful as we thought. Yes, they are.
Humans are humans for the most part aren't so graceful. Speaker Johnson says House will go to court for Biden audio after Justice Department refused to prosecute. So they want the audio
audio from what?
The Biden audio, I don't know what the hell it was. He was talking to somebody. I didn't get into it too deep, but my point in
there's so much Biden audio. That's why I asked,
Garland, they are holding Garland in contempt for refusal to provide that audio, and he said it wasn't a crime. I thought the Congress was one of the four.
If they request it, they have to give it, is what I understand.
Yeah, because they are supposed to be the watchdogs in the cases of what's going on in government. So Garland's breaking the law, and I think that Garland should be held in contempt for this. I don't like anybody in this whole scenario, but I think it's bullshit. If you're asked to bring it and you are subpoenaed to do so, then you better do it if you're going to play that game. So there you go. Here we go. Elites control both sides. Is that true, Chanda? Is that true?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Hot and paid for.
Hot and paid for. What is this? You brought this.
Urgent care. So urgent care is now changing its triage method. When you first come in, they used to triage you. If it was something serious, they would just send you out. But because they can't bill if you're not there, they're going to wait, and you can wait to see the doctor till after you get checked in and then you go back to the room.
Oh, is that in between dying or what?
Yeah. So if you're having a hard time.
So take two on this video because it needs to go viral, but urgent cares are becoming one of the most dangerous places in the U.S. healthcare system, and I'm about to tell you why. Hi, my name is Lindsay.
Shit.
Yep.
Sorry, Lindsay.
So take two on this video because it needs to go viral, but urgent cares are
so
becoming one of the most dangerous places in the U.S. healthcare system, and I'm about to tell you why. Hi, my name is Lindsay. I've been a nurse for the last 10 years and a nurse practitioner for the last 5 years, and I'm here to spill the tea. So many urgent cares are going towards a policy, which is that regardless of what medical condition a patient comes in with, that they need to be checked in and triaged and evaluated by the provider, which sounds great in theory, but let me paint you a picture. Say an older gentleman walks in with confusion, slurred speech, and facial drooping on one side. Normally the front staff would notify me, hey, we think this patient is possibly having a stroke. Can you come and take a look? I would go up to them. I'd say, hey, I'm really concerned for you. Let me call 911 so you can get to the ER and get the care that you need that an urgent care can't provide. But instead, this policy binds a provider's hands. So the nurse practitioner, doctor, or PA who is there at that urgent care is unable to do so. They are now requiring that they are checked in, triaged, and evaluated by them before they're sent to the ER, even though the provider already knows they're going to the ER. The problem is this patient could be sitting there waiting for 30, 40, 50 minutes or longer because that provider may be with another patient doing the last urgent care or an ID, which is completely appropriate and completely treatable in urgent care. But in the meantime, the clock is ticking, and this patient is literally losing minutes on what is the difference between possibly life and death and good outcomes and bad outcomes. And this all stems from the fact that healthcare administrators and their corporate greed has grown so large that they care more about a yacht than they do about caring for patients in the way that they should be cared for. Because this policy is about ensuring that they get the money from that patient going into the urgent care as opposed to the patient being transferred to a place where they can be treated appropriately. So be careful out there, y'all. If you have something like, stroke symptoms, chest pain, or severe abdominal pain, please don't waste your time nor give your money to the corporate greedy buzzards who are more interested in filling their pocket than they are helping you and making sure you or your loved one gets the care that they deserve.
No.
Absolutely. That's just sick and gross, but I just thought everybody should know that. Don't go to urgent care if you actually need an ER.
You brought this?
Let's see. Why did you let your husband shower with your daughter? Yeah.
Oh.
Good question.
Gross.
Not like The View would ever actually ask that.
Never.
Ask real questions at The View.
Nevada Democrats are suing to keep Green Party candidate Jill Stein off the state's presidential ballot. The suit filed in Carson City on Wednesday. Stein turned in more than 29,000 signatures. Only 10,000 are required, but there has to be at least 2,500.
I'm going to make this quick. Well, that's
from each congressional district, which Democrats say there are not. So far, no third party has qualified for Nevada's presidential ballot.
We haven't heard from him in a while.
That's election rigging by the Democrats, by the way.
Oh, absolutely. And this is what the Democrats do. But the Nevada Democrats, come on, they're some of the worst in the fucking country when it comes to underhanded, corrupt fucking games that they play. So this is not shocking to me. We've known Nevada for this.
Not going to get into this too much, and some of our friends may disagree with me. Some of them might not. But I listened to this 2 hours. It was Kim and Bree talking about her firing over at The Hill. And everything wasn't surprising to me. But what was troubling to me was how much both of them defended Robbie. Now, Robbie is a Nexstar employee, and I tried to say this as politely as possible because I'm using both of our moniker there, Beauty and the Boomer. You both hold Robbie in high esteem, and it's clear why. Your friendships with him are genuinely special. I mean that. I mean that when I say that. In your business, it must operate differently from mine. I've faced situations where friends were unjustly fired, and as true a friend, I resigned in solidarity, never looking back. It was a tough journey searching for new work, but my integrity remained unshaken. I stood up against injustice from a company with appalling values and atrocious ethics, proving my unwavering commitment to do what is right. And from what they said in that interview, Rising Nexstar is an appalling company with atrocious ethics, and it's horrible. So in one hand, they're saying that, but Robbie has gone through what? 3? Kim, Katie Halper,
he's
and now
going down
Brianna.
with the ship.
Yeah, and then all of the staff that they have fired and replaced with less expensive staff. Well, I mean, how insulting can this be? And just to clarify here, that's the best way I could say it. I mean, no disrespect to Kim or Brianna on this point.
I think that was very direct, and he, everybody's individual situations, but yeah, I mean, he doesn't look like he has any ethics when he doesn't stand up for anybody. But here's the most shocking thing I took away from that interview is that like the last 6 months or 8 months, The Hill hasn't allowed any of their hosts or whatever to comment on clips. They're not allowed to bring clips from anything.
Yeah, we won't be soon either. Yeah, because of
how do you talk about current world events if you can't talk about clips that are on social media that have gone viral? Because that's who we've become as a society, and that's where our town hall is now.
And most of independent media is bringing the clips that show how fucked up these countries are, our country, how Israel and Ukraine, how criminal they are. And when the likes of Bree or Kim or Katie Halper bring this to the show, it hurts them with their owner, which is that Sook guy. He's like the general manager or the owner of Netstar. So that's another one to boycott. Moving right along, though, I brought a nice little clip of Sabrina. I had to say I had to juncate this because it was too long, but I got the main points. I didn't take it out of context, but just give it a listen. Sabrina does an excellent job here, like she always does.
I'm sure she does.
So what you're seeing here with Antony Blinken is they are saying what they're told to say. So Antony Blinken has already been prepped before he went to Jordan. He was already told what to say in response to Gaza, particularly if he's questioning about the civilians, right? But you have to look at their actions. The U.S. government is still sending weapons to Israel. You know, if you want this slaughter to end, why would you continue to send them weapons? Because they don't want it to end. This is just to make Joe Biden look better. Remember, Blinken is a part of the Biden administration. So this is to make Joe Biden look better so that Joe Biden could possibly win re-election. You have to at least perform. And that's what Blinken is doing. He is performing. You cannot fall for this. This is acting. He is there trying to convince voters that they're actually trying to do something and that they actually care about the Palestinian people. But in reality, they don't. It's acting.
And I've said this before, but I'll say it again. The biggest poison in our common well that we all have to drink from is dehumanization, the inability to see the humanity in someone else.
Jesus Christ.
And when that happens, when hearts get hardened, it's very hard to do anything. It's very easy to justify anything. So we have to push beyond that. And the most
you read that in a Cracker Jack box?
Yeah,
I think so.
Little girls, little boys, women, men are going through as we speak.
So let's call out the BS here because he wants to talk about humanity. The reality is in the dehumanization. Who is dehumanizing who? Israel is dehumanizing the Palestinian people. Who are you talking to, Antony Blinken? You were standing there in Jordan. Jordan isn't bombing people in Gaza. Notice he does not call out Israel by name. You have to call them out by name. Again, this is all on purpose so that he can continue to have a positive relationship with the state of Israel. That is why he's not willing to really call them out. And here is Antony Blinken running cover for Israel once again, because if he was not trying to run cover for Israel, he would tell you the truth. He would tell you that Netanyahu said, regardless of the ceasefire deal, they are going to continue to go into Rafah. They are going to continue to fight to get all the hostages out. They are not willing to accept a ceasefire deal. It's crazy. It is unrealistic. And the reality is the longer this war continues to go on, the longer people continue to fight, the more Palestinian people are going to die. Like but that's what Israel wants. That is what Israel wants. They want them gone. It's sad, it's disgusting, and it's pathetic. But what's even more pathetic is for Antony Blinken to sit there and repeatedly lie, not just to the American people, but also to people in Jordan, for him to sit at that conference and lie to people in Jordan when you are giving Israel the tools that they need to continue the destruction.
Yep.
Out of the park, Sabrina.
Out of the park. And it's so gross. And he does that. I mean, he is such a psychopath that he can actually stand up there and do that with such a calm, caring demeanor.
What do you got here, General Mills?
I brought this to my show on Monday, but General Mills just paid a $300 million dividend to investors, bought back $150 million in stocks to enrich executives and investors, and paid its CEO $16 million. It makes $2.1 billion a year in profits. It's raising prices on cereal 20% and blaming inflation.
Oh, that's the American way of unfettered capitalism. You've got two clips here.
So I cut watermelons for my kids, and they're all bringing it right
so there's
back.
been rubber fruit.
I've seen
you got rubber fruit yet?
Posting rubbery
Everybody's getting it. Rubber blueberries, rubber bananas, rubber watermelons.
What the hell?
You gotta bend it so far before it will break.
Bananas like that. Blueberries are like that.
Cut. So that one was easier.
You're going to have to be vigilantly checking your fruit this summer and not buying any of those low numbers, you know,
and
the
4032s.
You got to get in the 9s.
They're not going to eat it. They won't eat it. They think it tastes, the texture, it's rubber.
I wouldn't eat
it.
it.
When I watermelon, it's pretty rubbery.
What the hell? Yeah. What's this other one about?
It's about your meat supply.
We don't know what we're eating. Is that the bottom line, Tom?
No, we don't. In fact, right now, we've confirmed this mRNA stuff is in the food supply. We know that Merck has a product called Sequevity. They've been injecting mRNA into pigs since 2018.
Told you.
We know that they can actually make what's called transmissible mRNA. And what that means is that they can put this stuff in an animal so that it transmits to whoever is ingesting whatever it is that they're ingesting, and they become vaccinated. So they could engineer this into plants, into animals, into
I
various
don't know
things.
if that's
And
true,
if we don't get this
but
closer, if we don't
we've been told
pass some
that.
informed consent laws, what's
We're
gonna
on
happen
YouTube. I didn't
is
realize
for all
that.
you guys that stood
We might
strong
take a hit
and said
for
no
it.
to these mRNA vaccines, well, you're
Right.
going to get them anyways, right through your food.
Amber's been telling us that for 3 years, Oz, has she not?
Wow.
I swear to you, Miss Amber King has been telling us that for years.
What do you got here?
I'm not sure what this one is.
Okay, let's listen.
Did you know that in the 1980s, one of the main industries that pushed for sanctions on Iran was the pistachio lobby?
Oh, pistachios.
Stuart and
Iranian
Lydia Resnick,
pistachios.
owners of the Wonderful Company, because they knew Iranian pistachios were far superior and would outcompete them. They're also Zionists.
They're also Zionists. Yeah, they are.
I didn't buy this.
The Wonderful Company.
And they pushed to privatize and commodify water in California.
Yes, very badly.
So here's the difference between an Iranian
And
pistachio
Colbert works for
and
them.
an American one.
I'm sorry, the Iranian ones look better. They're bigger. They look more roasty.
I haven't had a big pistachio in years.
This is the American.
I'm hell bent now. I'm like, I'm never gonna buy frickin' Zionist pistachios ever again. I want real Iranian ones. What? Come on.
What do you got here?
The more you know. Oh, this one's going to gross you out. So this is inside of a Cheeto Puff. And yeah, don't eat Cheetos. It's a live something in there. But Comrade Misty says, guys, I keep seeing these dumbass videos. And can we all just come to terms with the fact that there are microscopic creatures pretty much everywhere on and in your body, on and in your food, everywhere? This fear-mongering bullshit is insane. And yeah, it just kind of is, right? No. But literally, you could pluck your eyebrows out and put it under a microscope and you'd see nasty shit in there. I mean, Misty's right. Micro creatures live all around us, with us, in us. No, I don't know. This is pretty off-putting.
Eh.
Yeah, looks like a little light.
What the fuck?
Eat at your own risk, man.
I'm gonna go out and get some Cheetos. What do you got here? Transition.
U.S. government is paying for migrants to transition. I'm just saying, I don't care if they're paying for somebody else. I just want a new butt. Can we get a new butt?
Where are you guys from?
Venezuela.
Did you guys cross the border to come into the United States?
Yes, yes.
¿Hicieron su proceso de cambiar aquí en los Estados Unidos o antes?
When I arrive here in USA, I can find a doctor to hormones to plastic surgeries, all that I need to continue my process.
So did you do all this here in the United States?
Yes.
And did the government pay for you to transition?
Some plastic surgery is to cover it for the government. If you wanna go to doctor, speak with them about whatever you want make in your body, in your face, breasts, implants, and other tips to plastic surgery.
And the government will pay for it?
Is for me the only country that the government pay for a plastic surgery. In Venezuela, for example, the government don't pay absolutely nothing for you, and it's a benefit for the people trans.
Is that true?
When can I get my plastic surgery? Don't you want some? Fuck, we're passing them out. I just want to get on.
I just want some hair. That can't be
I
that
know,
expensive.
that's what I'm saying. If the government's going to be paying for shit, I got a couple of requests. Come on now. World Trade Center collapsed because of fire fueled by the office furnishings.
I believe that. I believe that.
The reason
Yeah,
for the
sure.
collapse of World Trade Center 7 is no longer a mystery.
World Trade Center 7 collapsed because of fires fueled by office furnishings.
Was it IKEA? I'm just curious.
Yeah, it was all IKEA.
It was
right?
all IKEA. We made it to Me Mally, and just in
Mally.
time. Just
Yeah, we're
in
running a little late.
time. Me Mally. We got some pretty shitty memes tonight, everybody. So we've got I'm doing the job of three men, Manny, Mo, and Jack, or is that the Three Stooges? That's the Three Stooges. That's the
That's the
original
Three Stooges. That's Larry,
the
Moe, and
Three-
Curly.
Larry, Moe, and Curly. Oh my God. I want to point this next one out because I got this from Jax. Jax, so fucking true. And this was Snow Himbo actually did this. Imagine playing Monopoly and never buying any assets or investments that generate income. Imagine you just went around collecting $200, giving your money to the rich, and trying to stay out of jail. That's how most people live their life.
Yes.
Out of the park there, Snow Himbo. Jax, thanks for the heads up on that. And you brought the Spider-Man one there.
Let's see. Would you like to round up to the next dollar? Would you like to give money so we can make a charitable donation to pay down our corporate tax liability without using our own money? Thank you very much.
Oh my God. You brought this.
Modern art is mostly money laundering. Absolutely. And another great one from The Simpsons. What position is this? This is the American taxpayer.
Now, what is this all about? I didn't understand.
Okay. You don't get this. Okay. So do you remember there was a dad who was, his son was molested by this man.
Oh, I
he
get it.
waited
Yeah.
at an airport.
Yeah.
Now, do you get it?
Yeah, I get it. Happy Father's Day. Yeah.
Above and beyond.
Yeah, I watched that. They had it on the news back when they could show
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
His
Oh, yeah,
guy
it's an
came out of the
infamous
phone
clip,
booth and
right?
put a 38 in the back of the guy's skull and put him down. Yeah, that is a Happy Father's Day. Sorry, violence. It's remember when there's Alyssa. You still haven't fixed her, Chanda. You got to fix her.
I know. I keep forgetting every time at this point in the show.
Yeah, I know. I forget stuff too. We've got. I remember this. It's a hot summer day in 1987, and you've got a quarter. Which one are you picking, Chanda?
The Sunkist.
Really?
Sunkist or 7-Up. But I drank Diet Pepsi at that time. Honestly, it would have been a Diet Pepsi because I was stupid. But now, me now would go back and get a Sunkist or a 7-Up.
Well, it's 1987, so it would be Coke. If it was 1977, I would have been Dr. Pepper for me.
Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, yep. And life without smartphones must have been so boring. Nah, we managed. We did too.
We did manage.
And you brought that one right there.
Apologies to the older folks who I used to judge for eating at 5 and being in bed by 9. You guys were really onto something.
Yeah, they sure the hell were.
Yeah,
they were. Go the hell out. Stoner Corner.
Oh man, Stoner Corner is popping tonight. Let's see. How stoners look at each other when they're ready to smoke at a function. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love watching movies stoned. Me watching movies stoned. Yeah, I do. I sleep through them.
Yeah, what's the
Smelling
drill?
weed in public for me is like smelling the little baked pie on the windowsill in cartoons. I can't lie.
Yeah, that's true.
And dating me is like biting into an oatmeal raisin cookie and realizing it's chocolate chip and then realizing 2 hours later it was an edible. And fuck it, I'm running away.
I love that with a bong. And we have a bonus Stoner Corner, and I got this one from Reef over at Indie Media. Reminder, get the weed that makes you preheat the microwave.
Always preheat the microwave.
That's pretty funny, Reef. I had to bring that one in tonight. Now it's time for the Shit Lit Book Club. I had a little trouble finding one this week, but I managed. I'm an asshole, Lindsey Graham, but don't give a shit because I'm hot as fuck. Well, there he is with his little stick man doing his little stick man thing.
Fuck.
Yeah, I'm hot as fuck. The unexpected bowel movement, that was this week, crapping and a peeing. And
The unexpected bowel movement.
then it's that special time of the year where everybody can lament on how much we agree. Hollywood, go fuck yourself. So, Chanda, you've got this one here. with Rob
Schneider.
Rob Schneider, yeah, with Will Smith. And
he's talking about the incident with Will Smith when he went on stage and smacked Chris Rock. So yeah, we'll let him say what he's gonna say.
Will Smith is a twat.
Oh, I liked him.
Will Smith has been hiding the fact of who he really is, and it was exposed that
Watch
night.
the blonde
He's really
lady.
an asshole. But I wasn't allowed to say anything at that time because we were part of the committee. I was supposed to punish him.
And how do you punish him?
Wow, wait. Just back up a second. Hang on.
I wanna know
Will
what the punishment
Smith is like, for me, when I met him, right, I always say.
Like the nicest, most wonderful. He's a liar. Complete, utter fraud. Will is a douchebag, and that's something that you can't. The thing is, that's how politically correct the Academy is.
Right.
That they were so cowardly. Because if I would have done that, they would have been hauled out to prison because, like, they were so worried about being, racist. Violence is what it is, and what the color of your skin or your religion doesn't matter.
Sure.
If you commit a crime in front of other people, you get hauled out of there.
Yeah, but didn't you also sort of think, he's standing up for his missus? You didn't like that?
It doesn't matter. You can't hit another dude.
Don't matter. You can't hit another dude unless you're in Hollywood. Then you can.
Yeah, that was the most classless scene I'd ever seen at the Academy Awards. Was that? And I just wrote Will Smith off at that point. And I do think he's disingenuous, and I do think he's a narcissist.
I do think he's a fraud.
But
yeah.
who
They all
isn't?
are. They
Who
all
isn't?
are.
Who
Yeah.
isn't over there? Who isn't over there?
Exactly.
Now, on the other hand, I want to give kudos. Arabs and Muslims are not terrorists. The world should unite against Israel. Angelina Jolie. I agree with her.
I agree. But I'm not a big Angelina Jolie
I'm
fan.
not
I
either.
never have been. The way she came in and took Brad Pitt from, Jennifer, it was so classless. And I've always just seen her as a.
Yeah, I know. But her dad's a real scumbag. So, that's.
I love Victor. Days of
I can't stand him.
What was it? As the World Turns? Which one was it?
It wasn't. No, that wasn't her dad. Her dad was John Voight, I think. Pretty sure.
Oh, no, I was thinking Jennifer Aniston's dad.
Yeah,
You're right.
Jennifer Aniston's dad's cool.
She won't talk to her dad, though. Her and John Voight had a falling out. He's like serious, Trumper, isn't
he's a
he?
dick.
He supports
well,
Trump.
I think he's a dick in general. He's another Hollywood asshole.
He's always been like that.
Good actor, but just a dick, like so many of them. Now, this blew me away this week, but I'm not surprised. The Acolyte. I have never seen so many reviewers burn down a show before. And I have to say, I listened to a lot of those reviewers, and they made very cogent points. I don't think Star Wars was meant to be about lesbian space witches. And the thread is the Force. If they would have made their own show and not called it Star Wars, I could handle it. But no, I just don't think that, and I'm not this big, solid.
And they wonder why they're losing money. They wonder why nobody's tuning in. They wonder why all this shit is flopping. I think we're over it.
It's crazy. Anyway, so much for that. Disney's cratering. Iger needs to be drummed out. They need to fire everybody over there, start from scratch. Bring back some of the old people that got unjustly fired for stupid reasons.
They're going to fire them and bring in AI. That's the future.
Well, that's what's going to happen. Now, stick around, everybody. We do have a really nice White Snake. If you like White Snake, or if you like the David Clover, the Led Zeppelin
David
wannabe.
Coverdale, right?
Led
Coverdale.
Zeppelin
Coverdale.
David Coverdale. But I've got a preview of next week's show and Beauty and the Boomer next week. Shanda,
I love it.
Do you like it?
Shanda, I love that dress. Nice trunk. She got the swimming trunks. That's beautiful.
Shanda requested that I get more summary a little bit with the music and the show, so I'm working on the music. Got it all picked out. But that is our card for next week. And it's not changing too much. It's getting animated. It really came out beautifully, as a matter of fact. I got to tell you. And
I can't wait. I
think you'll like the song. And it is in your Monday deck, so you can play about 40 seconds of it if you want.
Okay. I always preview it to my viewers on Monday morning, so I'm not going to click play till we go live. So
yeah. But there's a little treat, a little heads up. I want to say thank you for everybody for putting up with my bullshit again. Remember, this show is mostly satire, unless it isn't. Shanda, you got any announcements before we blow out of here for tonight?
What is my announcements? I'm already working on a great Monday show, so join me in the Trailer Park Monday morning. Probably no Wednesday shows for the next couple of weeks till I, get my life together. And then I do know this, Oz, that I'm dedicated to our community. I'm dedicated to our art, because this is art to us. And I'm going to continue. And I know me, I'll just kill myself to make sure that I at least get one trailer park a week out and at least Beauty and the Boomer until I get a set schedule and can get, figure out my hours of when I can actually work on this. So I'm not going anywhere. You might miss me on Wednesdays, but for now, I got to cut back a little bit.
Remember, everybody, help other people in your community, and they will help you. That's all.
They
I
do.
can say.
You guys. Oh my gosh, this community has kept me alive for years. Are you kidding?
Yeah. All right, everybody, have a great night. Let's hope that you enjoy this one. And I haven't figured out what I'm going to do next week, so it'll be a surprise to me too. Have a great evening. Beachy. We're out of here. Bye, guys.
I've been a bird to hide behind. let you go alone. Stars like these, I can't make it on my own. Wasted days and sleepless nights, but I can't wait to see you again. If I were to spend my time waiting on your call, how can I tell you, babe, my back's against the wall. I need you by my side to tell me it's alright, 'cause I don't think I can take anymore. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this the love that I've been searching for? Is this love, or am I dreaming? This must be love, 'cause it's really got a hold on me. Got a hold on me. Can't stop the feeling, I've been this way before, but with you I found the key to open any door. I can feel my love for you growing stronger day by day, but I can't wait to see you again, so I can hold you in my arms. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this the love that I've been searching for? Is this love, or am I dreaming? This must be love, 'cause it's really got a hold on me. Got a hold on me. Is this love that I'm feeling? Is this the love that I've been searching for? Is this love, or am I dreaming? Is this the love that I've been